From being one of the most dominant centers ever to play in the NBA, to carving out a niche of being one of the most entertaining athletes on this planet, Shaq's endearing personality has always been the talk of the town. So join me as I bring you the top 8 untold truths about Shaquille O'Neal that you would not believe.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 8. Humble beginnings. Shaquille Rashawn O'Neal was born in Newark, New Jersey, to Lucille O'Neal and Joe Tony. He grew up with 2 sisters and a little brother in a low area of Newark where drugs and crime were common. The family often moved places because they couldn't get the rent. His mother kept them fed with noodles, franks, and beans. His father, Joseph Tony, was a good basketball player. Tony, however, struggled with drug addiction and was imprisoned for drug possession when O'Neal was an infant. Upon his release, he did not resume a place in O'Neal's life and instead agreed to relinquish his parental rights to O'Neal's Jamaican stepfather, Philip A. Harrison, who was an Army sergeant. Shaq's resulting childhood was a fulfilling one, though he would often return to Vonda's Kitchen, a diner in Newark located right below Tony's apartment, and wonder if he was ever going to run into his biological father. Number 7. The Big Shamrock. Shaq was only 7 pounds 11 ounces when he was born. There was no indication that he would ever be so huge. Shaq grew at an alarming rate. There's reportedly an instance where his mother physically fought a bus driver who didn't believe her son was under the age of 5 and so he couldn't ride for free. Since then, she started carrying his birth certificate with her. Shaq's stepfather, Philip aka Sarge, is said to be instrumental in building the future of the NBA superstar. While Sarge's methods were considered as brutal by some, he taught Shaq that it was okay to dominate other kids on the court and use his size to run people over. And by the age of 10, Shaq was already 6'4" and winning games for his youth basketball team single-handedly. As a high school senior in San Antonio, Texas, O'Neal attracted the attention of college recruiters when his team won the state championship. Number 6. Shot to stardom. Shaq learned to play pretty fast and worked his calves until he could jump from 18 inches to 42 inches by the end of his sophomore year. While noticing his improved game, the Louisiana State University offered him a game at Death Valley, the LSU's renowned football stadium. By the end of the game, he had left his mark on the crowd. He was here to stay. In 1992, Classic Car paid Shaq $1 million for an endorsement. Shaq is known to have blown through these $1 million in a day or two. First, he paid off $150,000 worth of debts that his parents had held and then purchased 3 Mercedes-Benz cars, one for him, one for his mother, and one for his stepfather, for a total of $400,000. Then he did what all the other guys do, he bought rings and diamonds and earrings. By the time he was all done, he was around $90,000 in debt. But it didn't matter. Soon after this incident, Shaq became the number 1 NBA draft pick, grabbing a 7-year contract worth around $40 million with the Orlando Magic. But that was just from the NBA. Shaq also earned a $13 million deal with Pepsi, a $15 million deal with Reebok, and another $25 million contract and endorsements with Kenner, Spalding, and Scoreboard trading cards. In 1996, he made it to the National Basketball Association's list of its 50 greatest players of all time. He also represented the U.S. National Olympic basketball team that went on to win the gold medal that year. Moving on from Orlando, Shaq is won over by the Lakers with a $121 million 7-year contract. His first year cast tremendous doubts on whether or not the team made the right decision, as Shaq missed 28 games due to a hyperextended knee. But then, the Lakers went on to win 3 straight championships from 99 to 2000 and 2001 to 2002 seasons, thus justifying the multi-million-dollar contract. Number 5. The Good Doctor. Shaq is one of the greats of the NBA, but that did not stop him from studying seriously. He might not come across as someone with good academics, but he has proved many people wrong. Shaq was good in studies during his college days. He was bright in the classroom and had the highest grade point average on his freshman year team. Although he left college early to play in the NBA, that did not stop him from fulfilling the promise that he had made to his mother about completing his studies. He studied hard to earn his bachelor's degree with a minor in political science. He also earned a doctoral degree towards the end of his playing career. Oneal received his doctoral degree in education from Barry University, alongside 1,100 other students during the commencement ceremony. His degree focuses on organizational learning and leadership, with a specialty on human resource development. His doctoral capstone topic was the duality of humor and aggression in leadership styles. It took him 4.5 years, and he graduated with a 3.81 grade point average while doing most of the coursework via video conferencing. Number 4. The Shaq Attack. Shaq soundly defeated many inferior opponents over the course of his career, and a few of those opponents were made of solid metal, the backboards. In one of the infamous games against the Phoenix Suns in 1993, a particularly thunderous dunk from Shaq caused the entire basket and its stanchions to collapse. The hoop's whole apparatus was wheeled into the tunnel for some mid-game welding. The big man made such a habit of terrorizing the equipment that the NBA freaked out and came out hard in favor of reinforcing their centerpieces. Oneal destroyed so many backboards that the NBA panicked and changed the rulebook. The league eventually turned breaking the basket ring or backboard into a technical foul. Number 3. Feud with Kobe Bryant. The most prominent portion of Shaq's career was spent in Hollywood. He played 8 seasons with the Los Angeles Lakers, where they brought 3 NBA championships to the city. But while Shaq's LA years are known for being unfathomably dominant, many still wonder how fruitful they could have been if he and teammate Kobe Bryant hadn't been so incompatible off the court. Bizarrely, the two couldn't sync their play correctly from the outset based on talent alone. Long before their famous feud and struggle for credit and control of the locker room began, 2 of their first 3 campaigns together ended in embarrassing playoff sweeps. It was not until head coach Phil Jackson arrived that anything seemed to click. Once Jackson installed his famous triangle offense, everything changed. An unstoppable three-peat followed, highlighted by Shaq's averages in the 2000 finals: 45 minutes, 38 points, 17 rebounds per game. Number 2. Deputy Marshal Shaq. Oneal maintained a high level of interest in the workings of police departments and became personally involved in law enforcement. He went through the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Reserve Academy and became a reserve officer with the Los Angeles Port Police. On March 2, 2005, Oneal was given an honorary U.S. Deputy Marshal title and named the spokesman for the Safe Surfin' Foundation. Upon his trade to Miami, Oneal began training to become a Miami Beach Reserve officer. On December 2005, he was sworn in but elected for a private ceremony to avoid distracting attention from the other officers. He assumed a $1 per year salary in this capacity. Shortly after that, in Miami, Oneal witnessed a hate crime and called Miami-Dade police, describing the suspect and helping police over his cell phone to track the offender. Oneal's actions resulted in the arrest of 2 suspects on charges of aggravated battery, assault, and a hate crime. Number 1. Multi-million-dollar athlete. During his 19-year career in the NBA, Oneal is believed to have racked up around $300 million. He invested this money from buying early stakes in Google and Apple to an empire of Vegas nightclubs and fast food franchises like Five Guys, Auntie Anne's, and Papa John's. In 1993, after signing with Orlando, Shaq picked up a house in Florida for $4 million. The eccentric mega mansion is now worth over $20 million. Shaq once bought 2 Ferraris and cut them in half and glued them together to make one long Ferrari to win a Who's Richer show of one-upsmanship. Adding to this, in his autobiography, Shaq recalled the time when he cut a Lamborghini in 2 for him to fit inside of it that eventually ended up costing around $600,000. He always regrets it as a terrible business decision. The big controller that he is, Shaq owns a stake with NRG Gaming, a prominent organization of esports athletes. Oneal is an active member of the board for Krispy Kreme and Papa John's, where he also acts as the global spokesperson for these companies. To sum it up, Shaq currently has an estimated net worth of $400 million, which makes him one of the wealthiest athletes in the world. So, what did you think? Do you fancy Shaq's lifestyle? Who do you think influenced Oneal the most? Given his passion, ambition, and physical stature, what other sport do you believe Shaq could have played and mastered? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. Goodbye until next time.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours.